Test,
Theft.
test, test.
Protect your belongings by being responsible whenever you leave. Take it with you.
ازيكم؟ مساء الخير. أنا وسام ماهر. I'm the Chief Information Security and Risk Officer. والسيشن النهارده named Be Cyber Smart. Cyber Smart or Be Cyber Smart is one of the slogans used by an international initiative for Cybersecurity Awareness Month, where all kinds of organizations, all kinds of universities, government agencies, financial institutions, all of them are participating in this initiative to let people and let all of our community be cyber smart. Where النهارده we will talk about things that will help us to be more cyber smart. زي ما قلت لكم أنا وسام، أنا بشتغل في الجامعة بقالي 11 years. I have been here since 2010. And the office function is related to information risk part, related to business continuity, related to the part of related to risk management, related to the part of vendor risk management. We do lots of stuff related to digital risk or to enterprise-wide risk. So we have different kind of things to worry about, and we don't sleep much because of this, but we get used to it, and we get used to think about risk, think about how to live with a risk and how to minimize it, how to mitigate it, how to be aware of it, first of all. So this was an introduction. During this session, we will have lots of polls and lots of surveys and competitions, and there will be small prizes and giveaways. So please stay here till the end. You will get a giveaway, and scan this code so you can answer the questions and answer the quizzes, and accordingly you can get a nice prize. So you can all scan it, and we will show the code many times again, but be sure that you scan it and enter your name. This is as a start. And no one from my team will win a prize, by the way. So I will make sure that no one from my team will get any prize. I will give them their prizes على جنب. So let's start with this first question. What do you feel when you hear the word cybersecurity or cyber smart? Can we show the presentation on the main screen, please. Thank you. So please put your answers in one word. You can put multiple words, but everyone at a time. يعني. Safety, hacking, protection, information, hacking, safe, reality, essential skill, phishing, antivirus, protection, privacy, now, most of you agreed that the word protection is the most word you listen or you feel when you hear the word cybersecurity. And actually, this is right. Cybersecurity, it's about, I will go a little theoretical for just one moment, but the rest of the session you will hear lots of practical things about how to secure your phone, how to secure your home, how to secure your business and your AUC devices. So, but I will move here just for one little thing about confidentiality and integrity and availability. This is in general what constitutes the word security or cybersecurity in the books, in the big bulk books. And yes, it's about confidentiality and integrity and availability. So in general, we all feel that this thing seems to be. I will stop it in 1 second. We all feel that there are many things that are undefined, and in cybersecurity we feel that things seems to be too technical or too deep or too complicated. And yes, this is because it has some similarities with the physical security. We have been exposed throughout our lives to the physical security terms and to the physical army. What do we mean by landline? Landmine? What do we mean by infantry? By a tank? By Apache? By helicopter? We know all these terms more or less. So we understand that I cannot fight an aeroplane with a landmine. I cannot fight a tank with a landmine made for infantry, for people. If it is supposed to explode when a human passes over it, it mostly will not be effective if a tank or a big metal armed car passed over it. So the kind and the variety of the security controls differs according to the type of risk and according to the type of the attack. This is why this field seems to be has lots of terms and lots of technical things and lots of different language than the ones we are used to. And as we all know, life is a series of learning experiences. Throughout our lives, we have been taught, or we knew by experimenting or by looking at someone who had this experience about fire, about electricity, about safeguarding our wallet, about keeping our keys away from any stranger, about not walking in a dark street alone, in a unknown place or in a unknown suburb. So throughout our lives, we have passed through experiences, bad experiences, or we saw people who passed through bad experiences, or someone, an elder person, a wise person came to us and told us, don't speak to strangers. Okay, kids? So all of us passed through these kinds of advices, and the same we need for the cybersecurity. The same we need for cybersecurity. No one taught us about cybersecurity. No one gave us lessons about cybersecurity. That's why we are all here. We are all here to learn. We are all here to know, because this is the new era. This is the new reality. If you see Facebook latest announcement, you will know what do I mean by the new reality. And from a real financial perspective, this kinds of threats became a real threat that's affecting organizations. So, for example, for an institution like AUC, the cost of one data breach in Middle East for an education institution in Middle East is $3.79 million US dollars. So this is the average cost of one data breach in an educational institution is $3.79 million US dollars. And the average cost of one data breach in Middle East for an institution in Middle East, it's $6.93 million US dollars. So actually having an attack, getting breached, having a cyber attack can cost money and can cost real value to business. It's no longer fun. It's no longer okay. It's a little disruption. We will move forward. We will move on. No, this means money. That's why companies. That's why universities. That's why organizations are spending on cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is affecting the business, is affecting the reputation, is affecting the future of any business or of any work, or even the reputation for this business to continue and grow. So this is the first question. So please log in again to the poll page. So the question is, what is the average cost of one data breach in an education sector institution? And the answer is 3.79. And thanks, there are many right answers here. Basil, Farah, Huda, Malak, Marina, Matthew, Muhammad Ibrahim, Muhammad Kamal, Omar Shalabi, Salma. Please come forward. Thank you. Thank you. See. See. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So wait. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so لسه في أسئلة تاني. Be ready, there will be lots of questions and there are still lots of prizes. So, returning back to the cyber threats, there are many cyber threats that are going on. The first thing that I want to highlight, that Apple is not that secure. This is the first thing that I want to highlight. Apple is like any other operating system, is like any other company. It has its good times and bad times. The hackers knows that people thinks that Apple is immune to attacks and immune to hacks and immune to viruses, but this is not 100% true. There are viruses that are made for Apple devices. There are hackers who are focusing on breaking iPhones and breaking iPads and breaking iMacs. So if you think that since you have Apple, you are secure and you don't need to update your operating system, you don't need to update your applications, you are deceived. I'm sorry. This is more of a marketing thing. And you need to know that Apple gets bugs. They have things that they are updating every now and then. They push urgent updates to laptops and to desktops. They are pushing updates every now and then, and they are fixing their security setup every now and then. So you need to keep updating. You need to put your antivirus. You need to put an antivirus on your iMac. You need to put your antivirus on your Mac laptop. Here in AUC, we have Kaspersky. This is available for all students and faculty and staff as well. And if you are a faculty or staff, there are more. There are an extra antivirus and extra security tool that we will talk about in few months. The other part here is about ransomware attack. Ransomware attack on a German hospital that led to a death of a patient. And actually, for this, I will show you a video.
When you think of how cyber attacks affect you, you probably imagine your Instagram being hacked or your details stolen. But they can be a whole lot worse.
Heating, our cooling, our electricity, our economy is at stake.
Military value.
Increasingly, cyber attacks are becoming more physical and more dangerous.
I was just like really shaking uncontrollably. I couldn't control
ممكن
my
نعلي
emotions
الصوت؟
because like you think that people are in danger.
Now, the first ever criminal case has opened in Germany after a patient had a cyber attack on a hospital. But predicted for years that someone may soon be killed. And now the head of the EU's cybersecurity division has told the BBC governments must take action.
I think it's very important that company leaders take cybersecurity extremely seriously.
So which parts of modern life are most at risk, and what's being done to protect us? One of the areas where the stakes are highest is transport, no more so than in aviation. As far as we know, a plane has never been hacked. Grounded fleet, thanks to COVID-19, means we're able to examine the likelihood of cyber attackers taking control of a flight.
Well, here's something special. I've never been in first class myself, and very, very few people have seen what we're about to show you. This is the avionics bay, and all of this is computing power of this Boeing 747. If you were a hacker, you'd think this is where you'd want to get to.
Ken Munro and his team are experts in cybersecurity, and pilots themselves pretty well placed to assess how vulnerable planes are.
A 3.5-inch floppy disk. Just don't see that anymore. You've got lots of old connections. Those signals aren't encrypted. There's been some research showing that allows you to, if with the right equipment, is convince an instrument landing system to report slightly wrongly to make the plane potentially land in the sea instead of on the runway.
Vulnerabilities like these have been found across the industry and have largely been dealt with, including by Boeing. Researchers like Ken say overall, the risk to life is low.
Why are you so calm about the idea of actually it'll all be okay?
Because there's a human in the loop, a really, really well-trained person. And then there's someone on the ground, traffic control going, hey, something's not, what are you doing? You're in the wrong place.
It's the less Hollywood but far more grounded settings that cybersecurity experts are more concerned about. Places like factories and industrial complexes. In 2014, somewhere in Germany, hackers took control of a steel mill.
Yeah, these are steel wheels from trucks.
Matthias is a cybersecurity expert who helps protect companies from this sort of attack.
There's a lot we don't know about the 2014 attack. We don't know where it was. We don't know which company was affected. We know it definitely happened.
The cyber attackers hacked the network through the office computers. They jumped into the production environment, went into the blast furnace. They created an unscheduled, uncontrolled shutdown.
And the government reports described it as devastating physical damage. That is very unusual in a cyber attack, isn't it?
Yes, it is as of today, but the more and more is digitalized in a smart factory, the higher the risk that this becomes the normal in cybersecurity.
It's not the first time production lines have been attacked by hackers. Multiple manufacturers have been forced to shut down workshops in the last few years. But only once before has physical damage actually been caused, in 2012's famous Stuxnet attack on Iran. So what can be done to make sure that companies are doing everything they can to protect workers in places like this?
I think it's very important that company leaders take cybersecurity extremely seriously. And I would also encourage policymakers to think about what is the liability of a CEO of a company to ensure that the systems or services are cyber secure. Because they, in the worst case scenario, might have consequences on human life.
What about the cases where hundreds or thousands of people are put in danger? Critical infrastructure sectors like the energy grid are constantly being attacked, often by rival countries, and sometimes the hackers get through. Ukraine was hit by suspected Russian hackers in 2015 and 2016. The lights went out for hundreds of thousands of people. Marina was one of the cybersecurity experts sent to help.
Oh, I was extremely angry. I mean, first of all, it is my motherland. Secondly, actually somebody intentionally attacked critical infrastructures, which is vital to the well-being and health of the civilian population.
Despite their sophistication, both power cut attacks were fixed within a few hours. But sometimes attacks that are not targeted or controlled can be just as dangerous. When healthcare providers are hit, even by mistake, it can be deadly. The case that German police are investigating started when a cyber attack took a hospital offline in Dusseldorf, apparently by accident. Doctors rushed a patient to another facility to save her life, but the woman died en route. And now police are conducting the first ever homicide case where hackers could be to blame. During the 2017 WannaCry attack in the UK, hospital patients also needed to be diverted for emergency care when hundreds of healthcare facilities were put offline. There's no evidence anyone died, but it caused chaos. Jessica Cole was caught up in it when she needed urgent help for her 3-year-old daughter.
In cases like my daughter, it wasn't too bad in that they didn't really need to look into her records. It wasn't like a reoccurring thing. It was a here and now thing. But it was when it came to trying to print off her information, her hospital admission, that was like the really hard bit. Probably one of the most concerning moments as a parent that I've had, with my daughter kind of passed out across me, just no care, nobody checked on us, nobody even asked if she wanted a blanket. It was just chaos.
Overall, the risk of a deadly cyber attack remains low, but the events of recent years all point in the same troubling direction. The cyber world is increasingly impacting us physically.
So one of the interesting news about hacking that a water facility in USA in Florida, the water supply in Florida, it was hacked, and someone put poisonous things in the water supply, and luckily there were some kind of manual checks. And these manual checks found that the water is poisoned, and they stopped the water from being delivered to the Florida state residents. And this is a good movie if you want to, if you like to watch movies about Zero Day. It talks about the Iranian nuclear reactor and their program that was stopped for years because of a single small targeted virus that will only work on the nuclear reactor in Iran. It will not work on a nuclear reactor in any other place, in any place. It will just work and function and infect and do the malicious behavior in this reactor in Iran. And if you like movies or you like Netflix, you can watch any of these. The Great Hack. It's about how Facebook was used to manipulate people's opinion in the election where Trump won. And the one about cybercraft, spycraft, it talks about different types of spying, and there is an episode on the cyber side. You will like it. My advice to you is change your password on a regular basis. Change your password as you change your toothbrush. And of course, don't share your password, as you don't share your toothbrush. Don't share your password. Your password is personal, and according to the Egyptian law, you are liable to any action happens with this password, and you are liable if this password got leaked or got stolen from you, and if this was proven that this happened according to ignorance or because of carelessness, this will be the fines and the violation will be directed to the person who owns this password and who gave it away, whether willingly or unwillingly. And this is from another university in Holland. Treat your passwords like your underwear. And this is a poll. This is not there will be no prizes for this, but just as a poll for all of us. How long is your password? And I will open the link in a moment. Oh, there are some geeks persons here. 15 plus is increasing. Okay, this is great. So again, as I told you, Kaspersky, please install Kaspersky on your devices. If you are a staff or a faculty, ensure that you have CrowdStrike and BigFix on your devices. And Cofense is used for everyone, for students, staff, faculty, alumni, for everyone who's using the email, so he can report any suspicious email. If you have any suspicious email, any email that you receive and you feel that it's not okay, it's asking for information that he shouldn't or she shouldn't ask for, you can report this to the information security team, and they will investigate if the email is a part of an attack or if it is safe to open. And this is related to the coffins. When in doubt, click the trout. You will find this trout, this fish, on your email, on the right bar of your email if you are opening from the web, from a web page. And you'll find the fish in your phone at the end of the email. You'll find a small fish. You can use it to report any suspicious email. And this will open a ticket automatically when you report it, and you will get an answer if this email is safe or not. As you see, this is where you will find the fish. Whenever you get a suspicious email, you can just click on it and follow the instruction, and then at the end it will be reported. And the same for the fish in the phone. The same, it's for Android and Apple. It works everywhere. This is another poll about cyber hygiene. So please enter and go with the data. So this is the answer for the first question, more or less. Do you check your physical surroundings before entering sensitive information? Most of us here, like 60%, they said always. How often do you update your device? Whenever it asks me, only when I have time. I usually skip it. Do you use VPN software to secure your access in public places like hotels, cafes, and airports? This is not good. Please buy any kind of VPN service if you have to use your phone or your laptop in a hotel or in a public Wi-Fi area, like in a cafe, in a hotel, in a lounge. Whenever you are in an unknown area and they are not using a safe wireless, you will find that it's not encrypted. You will find there's a sign on your operating system, on your phone, on your laptop. You will find a sign that this network is not secure. Please don't use public wireless. Use VPN, and then access the public wireless, and don't do anything till you connect your VPN. There are many VPN services. You can choose any one of them from the market, whether Google Market or Apple Market, and you can use them. The wireless here in AUC is out of this. The wireless in AUC here, it is secured, and it's using authentication and certificates and all of this stuff. But I'm talking about the public wireless in an internet cafe, in an unknown place where you find Wi-Fi called XYZ with the name of the place. Do you use multiple factor authentication? Please use it, and soon we will have here in AUC multiple factor authentication as well for the AUC accounts. But please, for your personal Gmail, for your personal Facebook, for your personal Twitter, whatever tool you are using, please, whenever you get an option of multiple factor or using a token, using second factor authentication, please use it. Please, whether you're using Chrome, Firefox, Safari, any one of these, please ensure that you are updating them. Ensure that you are checking them for updates every now and then, because they usually need updates, usually. And check your privacy settings. Check your privacy settings on the social media. Who sees your name, who sees your picture, who sees your birthday. You can do this willingly. It's okay, you can do this, but you need to be aware. You need to be aware what are you sharing. You need to be aware what you are giving to the public. So there is nothing right and nothing wrong, but it's about being conscious and being aware of what we are sharing. On the dark side of sharing, hackers or anyone who wants to do a malicious thing, he can use this information against you. He can use this information to send you a special crafted email with your fan or with whatever thing that you are a fan of or you like or you are interested in. He can send you a special crafted email so he can trick you to get infected. And do you check for suspicious links in mails? This is the numbers from us here. Do you use password manager? Thank you for everyone who said yes. And please use password manager for your for managing your passwords. There are some of them that are free. There are some of them that are paid services. You can make your own password. You can make your own password complex, and you can add letters or signs from it that are related to the page that you are visiting. You can take one letter from your, for example, your quote. For example, if you have a quote in your life, or you have a famous song, a famous sentence, a famous wisdom word, wisdom sentence that you usually use or you usually think of, you can use the first letter of it, the first letter of each word in this sentence, and you can make from it a unique password that is hard to guess. So this one of the ideas how to make a complex password if you don't want to use password managers. Thank you for people who are using Signal. Signal as well is more secure, but it's not 100% secure. So nothing is 100% secure, but thanks for people who are using Signal. I try to use Signal, but all of my friends are still using WhatsApp, so I'm still in WhatsApp. لسه ما خلصناش. So this is one example of phishing emails. You'll find the sender is not a known email for you. It's not a known email for AUC. If you are checking your AUC email account, you'll find that someone's claiming that he is AUC help desk. However, the sender is not from AUC, and you'll find that he is forcing you to do something right away. The hacker usually plays on the sense of curiosity, sense of fear, sense of loss. You will lose your account if you don't click here. You will lose your access if you don't update this. You will lose your quota if you didn't do this. So this is an example of phishing emails. This is another one. Your password will expire in 3 days. Click here. Whenever you find something suspicious, report it. And then if it is safe, you can click on it. This is the part of the free Wi-Fi thing that I was telling you about. This is about using the charging stations. If you are using charging stations in public places, be aware that these charging stations can be used for hacking. You need to use something called data blocker. And in the market, they call it USB condom. And it's used to block any kind of data exfiltration or any kind of data stealing. It just ensures that all what is moving in the cable is electricity, that you are only charging your device. You are not moving anything else. Let's see this video.
This is a Lucy awareness video. In this short security awareness video, we will give you a few tips on how you can help us stay secure. Tip number 1, follow a clean desk policy. Following a clean desk policy will help us reduce the risk of information theft, fraud, or a security breach caused by sensitive information being left in plain view. When leaving your desk, be sure to lock your computer and put away sensitive documents. Tip number 2, be aware when creating or disposing of paper documents. Sometimes an attacker might look through your trash, hoping to discover useful information that may allow access to your network. Sensitive documents must never be disposed in the waste paper basket. Also, don't forget, if you print a document, you should always pick up the printouts. Tip number 3, consider carefully what information you put out there. Practically anything you have ever posted on the internet can be discovered by cyber criminals. What might seem like a harmless post could help an attacker prepare a targeted attack against you. Tip number 4, prevent unauthorized people accessing your company. An attacker may try to gain access to the building by pretending to be an employee, visitor, or service personnel. If you see a person you don't know without a badge, don't be shy to approach them. Ask for their contact person so that you may verify their identity. Tip number 5, just because they know you doesn't mean you know them. Voice phishing occurs when trained fraudsters trick unsuspecting people into giving out sensitive info over the phone. Tip number 6, phishing scams. Don't bite. Through phishing, potential hackers might try to acquire information, such as usernames, passwords, or get you to download malware. Be especially cautious of emails that come from unrecognized senders. Never confirm personal or financial information over the internet. If you get a suspicious mail, do not open it. Forward it immediately to your IT security department. Tip number 7, prevent damage from malware. When you don't know or trust the sender, do not open mail attachments. Same goes for macros in office documents. Never plug in USB devices from untrusted sources. If you follow these safeguards and report anything suspicious to your IT department right away, you do your part to protect us from cyber threats. Thank you, and be safe.
This is about using the home cameras. If you have CCTV at home, if you have any kind of cameras at home, be aware that you need to update and you need to patch, you need to ensure that these cameras are updated. These cameras have the latest operating system, the latest software, the latest updates, that you are not using the default usernames and passwords. Due to the time shortness, I will not play this video, but this video was about hackers who are using the home cameras, and they are speaking to the children from it. They are speaking to the people who are living in the house. They are telling them, pay 50 Bitcoin ransom, or we will do 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the kinds of attacks that happens to us at our homes. Ensure that your router or your modem router, whatever you name it, at your home is updated and that it is secured. You are using a different username and password than the default one. Ensure that you are securing the settings on your wireless. You are using WPA2. This is the highest setting. Or if you got to WPA3, I don't think it's here yet. It's out yet. But you need to use the maximum security, and the password for the wireless is different than the password for the management of the router itself or the wireless access point that you are using at home. You need to ensure that you are giving this password to only the people who you trust, because they are using your network, and the legal liability will be on you. This is according to the Egyptian law. According to the Egyptian law, everything happens from this line is the liability of the owner of this line. So be sure that you are protecting the wireless device at your home, the ADSL device, the whatever you name it. You are having the latest software on it. You are putting a password on your wireless, and you are not sharing the passwords with everyone, because the liability at the end of the day in front of the law is yours. And of course, this one of the worst case scenarios that you will hear someone speaking at the camera at your home, pay 50 Bitcoin. This is an example of a fake Facebook page. It has the same look and feel. You may find it anywhere. You may find a fake YouTube page, a fake Instagram page. This is a fake page. How any one of us can know that this is a fake page? You can check the website URL. The website address at the top is not facebook.com. So be aware while you are browsing things. If you are moving from a website to another and clicking on links, be aware. This is how fast a password can be cracked. If you are using a complex password, it will be harder to be broken by a hacker. So if you are using uppercase and lowercase letters, 9 uppercase and lowercase letters, it can be broken in 19 hours. If you are using 8 characters, lowercase only, it will be broken in 5 seconds. Remember to sign out from your email. Closing the browser, shutting down your browser does not mean that the email is closed. You need to explicitly click sign out from your email, especially if you are using a public PC. If you're using a public PC in the library, if you're using public PC in any place, remember to sign out. If you entered your password, your username and password to open this PC in the library, you need to click sign out after you finish. And if you're using a public device that you will leave it or you are sharing it with someone, ensure that you are explicitly clicking sign out to go out of your email. And be aware of the fake antiviruses alarms that someone who looks like a hero telling you that I will save you from the infections. Use only trusted softwares, use only trusted antiviruses. Using pirated software, cracked software has its own dangerous consequences, in addition that it is prohibited by the law. I will skip this for the time. This is about privacy on your phone. If you want to check what applications has access to your microphone, you can go to settings, privacy, microphone. You will see what applications has access to your microphone. The same for location, the same for the camera. You can find who's accessing your camera, who is accessing your location services, who is tracking you while you are moving anywhere. The application itself, you can open it from the store. You can see what are the permissions that you are giving to your application, to the application that you are downloading. For example, this is Facebook application. You are giving this information to Facebook application when you install it. And of course, this can be updated at any time. So you need to be aware. You are giving your location, your contacts, your search history, your sensitive information, your usage info, browser history. All of this information you are willingly giving the access to Facebook application when you install this application. Another interesting things, fake QR codes or malicious QR codes. Don't overuse or don't rush to scan QR codes whenever you go in a public place or you saw a QR code in any public place. You can use tools for checking the QR codes, for safety before you open this link. For example, for me, myself, I use a free tool from Kaspersky. It's a free tool that has QR code scanner. I just scan the QR code, and it tells me if this is okay to use the QR code or to click on it or not. So be aware of the explosion of QR codes that we are using now here in Egypt. And keep your devices locked. I will finish in 2 minutes. Be aware of shoulder surfing. Who is watching you while you are entering your password? Be aware who is watching you. Be aware of ATM machines that are in unknown places. If you faced any ATM that is in an unknown place, check it. Check it if it is safe or not, because there are fake things that can be installed on these machines and can steal your card information. This can steal your physical card information, and the keypad can steal your password. Then he has everything. The hacker has everything. For your children, please don't give them social media accounts before they reach the proper age for this. Be open with them about who can be bullying them on the social media, who can be threatening them. Tell them advices about sharing their pictures, sharing their information, sharing what they are doing, where, why. Kids need to listen from every one of us, whether our kids or our relative kids, about how to use the social media and how to use the internet. So tell them how to be safe, tell them how to think before they click, how to not to chat with anyone on the internet. And please don't use common passwords. Use VPN, as we talked before. Safeguard your wireless home, especially with the smart era, the smart fridge, the smart air conditioning. Everything is now smart. Please secure everything. Ensure that things are not just working, they are working securely. And this is just a summary of what we have said. Don't forget that physical security is part of cybersecurity. Please don't leave your laptop, don't leave your belongings, don't leave your hard disk, your anything, whether digital or physical, and assume that it will be safe. Think about what you are doing physically, as physical security is a base for cybersecurity. And remember that 70% of devices are vulnerable out of the box. They need patching, and they need to be updated when they go out of the box. Shredder, use shredders, please. Now I will do a couple of polls, and then it will be the end of the session. So please scan this code, and we will start a quiz now. And the question is, AUC cyber tool that is used to update your machine remotely is CrowdStrike, Big Fish, Kaspersky, Cofense, Microsoft, Big Fix. And this is actually to test who reads the emails sent from the CISRO email. And there will be no IT winners. anyone here from IT, he will not be a winner, as they know the answer. So yes, the answer is big fix. And the winners are Walid عبد الرازق. فين وليد؟ Thank you. This is a power bank. See. Hmm? Number 2. I'm giving to the first. طيب another one. آخر واحد. And the question is, the hacker who got into the house asked the victim to pay Yes. كلكم مركزين. طيب يا جماعة تعالوا كلكم تعالوا. كل اللي جاوب صح يجي. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have your number and signal.
Thank you. هجيب تاني ثواني. Thank you. If you have any kind of technical problem, you can contact the IT. If you have any kind of cybersecurity problem, you can open a ticket with IT as well, and they will forward it to the information security team for investigation. Or you can send email to infosec@aucegypt.edu if you have any cybersecurity question or a problem. And remember to stay safe and be cyber smart, and think before you click. Thank you.